right, so let's dive in and let's talk a little bit about executing your plan. Because our time is limited today, we're really going to focus on some simple actions you can take to boost productivity and results. So let's talk about this first thing here, growing your list. Really, you want to take people from these channels like your website and your social media and get them to more of an owned channel that you have more control over. So get them on your email list and even your text list if that's something you're using. Can you talk to us a little bit more about how to properly grow a list? I know that was a question we saw a little bit earlier.
Sure. So you have to think that every email list that you have is something of high value because it allows you to communicate with that person. Marketing is communication, and that's why an email address is so important. So different ways to capture an email address, the simple, you meet someone and they give you a business card, that's an easy one. But if we're looking at the online, create a form or landing page on your website that can also be promoted on social that invites people to give you their email address in return for something of value. This can be done on your website, it can be done on social media, and we do this ourselves on our website as well. For example, Amanda will be posting now a link to an offer that we have for all of you who are on this special webinar, and it's a document called the Essential Email Marketing Checklist. If you click on the link and provide your email address, you will receive that checklist. We've had it for a long time. It's always updated, and the feedback has been very positive about it. You will also then receive our monthly email newsletter. We've been doing it for 14 years, and the feedback from some of our clients is that it's not fluff, it's real stuff, because it's a short newsletter each month that gives you information that you can use and put in place in your small business or nonprofit. Test, see what happens, keep doing that, but change something in your business if you want to see different results.
And really, it comes down to just asking in all of these different channels. Typically, when we're talking about list growth, we talk about asking in all of your different channels, 3 buckets. In person, in your in-person interactions, networking events, in your print materials, and even in all these online channels, your website, your social media, and even using ads to reach that additional target audience and get them on your list so that you can start to nurture them. And along those same lines, we really do suggest you at the very least set up a welcome email that introduces them to your business and fulfills on whatever offer you might entice them to sign up with. When they sign up and give you their email address, they're highly engaged with you. So you want to keep that momentum going, and at the very least, send a welcome email. That way they don't have to wait for your regularly scheduled email. And we also, in a lot of cases, suggest turning that into a full series of emails, 3 emails, in fact. Email 1's that welcome delivery. Email 2 is the invitation to connect. That's where you can ask them to join or follow you on social media. And then number 3 is the things to know about your business. Maybe this is business information, maybe this is your business hours or other things that subscribers might need to know about what makes your service and how you provide your service different from your competitors, or what's different about your product or your nonprofit and the cause. And there's really so many other ways that you can use automation to engage with your audience at key moments. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about those different opportunities?
Sure. So the example you showed earlier with the cookies, perfect example, or this makeup company, and that's a product. And what we find when we develop these for our clients is that the more educational these email series are, the more impactful they are. It goes back to the value aspect. Am I getting value out of this email? Think about it yourself. Sometimes you get email from companies that really don't have that much that you see of value, so you're going to unsubscribe. It's the value that determines, and by sharing information, so for example, the monthly newsletter I described earlier, 90% of it is real good, solid information about some element of marketing for small businesses. Other things that can be used is a birthday or anniversary email. For example, if you were an HVAC company and you need to remind people that their maintenance contract is coming up, An anniversary email is a smart thing, and you can say, if you renew by a certain date, get 10% off or get a free air filter or something like that to entice people to act and create a sense of urgency. Keep in mind that the beauty of email is that it's push marketing. You're pushing messages in people's inboxes. That's very different than social media marketing, for example, where people need to go to Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on to see something, and they may not see it because only about 10% of people are seeing what's actually getting posted. That's the huge value of email marketing. It is year after year the marketing tool that gets ranked as the one with the highest return on investment, simply because it's so effective.
Great. Well, let's talk a little bit more. You mentioned segmentation a little bit earlier. It's such an important way to grow your list, increase or to get more action in your emails and increase those conversions. So I'd love it if you could tell us a little bit more about your recommendations and the strategy that our audience could use.
Sure, Stephanie. I mean, there are different ways to use segmenting. One is the example I gave you earlier about sweaters, right? And so someone clicks on the sweater and they get an email series about sweaters. But you can segment your list based on behaviors and actions. It could be their geographic information, East Coast versus West Coast, Texas versus Oklahoma. You can split it between men and women or customers and prospects. Any logic that your business would use so that the communication to that segment is more specific, really speaks to them more, will improve the performance of your program. Whether it's in email marketing or direct mail or outbound telemarketing, I mean, you name it. The more targeted your list is, the more targeted your message, the better results you're going to get.
Agreed. Sending more relevant content, when it's more relevant, they're more likely to pay attention. They're more likely to take the action you want.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we've also got a few other ideas to help you maximize productivity, because marketing, it's easier said than done in a lot of cases. It can take up some time, but there's really some things that you can use, especially in today's world, to boost that productivity and improve your results. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure. So if you're looking at, we're talking about email marketing. So one of the fantastic things that Constant Contact introduced a short while ago is the artificial intelligence feature, where you don't have to type up all the content for the email. You just put in just a few words, maybe just a question or what the goal of the email, and auto-magically it writes the email for you. Fantastic and a huge time saver. The other thing you need to do is to make sure that you have a well-designed template that really reflects your brand. So for example, we have a full-service email marketing program, and the first thing that we do when we set it up for our clients is we create a custom designed template that matches the client's website. It includes even the menu bar from the website. So it's really fully branded and it's clear that it's coming from that particular company. Repurpose your content. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you, for example, have content on your website or a white paper or blog article, that can be put in the email newsletter. It can be split up into individual social media posts. So you can repurpose the same content, even a video, for example, different ways. Yep. And then set up integrations. Integrations is when one system works with another one, so you save time, it syncs information. And because we're talking here with Constant Contact has a large number of integrations with all sorts of other online platforms so that the communication flows seamlessly between all the various online platforms. Check it out.
Yeah.